Hello there. Oh, welcome to Viking Preparedness. Hi, I'm Pastor Joe Fox. You know, these little 5-gallon buckets right here, you see them everywhere, right? You see them on the side of the road. They're like a survivalist prepper's indicator. If you're a prepper, you probably already know about these, but if not, let me tell you about 5-gallon buckets. They're extremely useful. You know, if we're driving down the road and we see one on the side of the road, we will typically stop and pick it up. We look at it first to make sure it's not full of nastiness, but we'll pick them up and use them. This one, I don't know, this one probably had some kind of pickles or something. I think we got it at a sandwich making place. You just go in and ask them, hey, did y'all throw your buckets away? Yes. Can you save me some in the lids? Sure. And then you go get them for free. You can buy them at Home Depot or Lowe's for, I don't know, $5 with the lid, $6, something like that. Maybe less, if you want brand new ones. But man, we use these for everything. We haul dirt in them. Today I've been hauling gravel to lay around the foundation of my house. We use buckets like this for our humanure composting system. We got new ones for that, and you know, we fill them with a little bit of sawdust or peat moss, and I've talked about that before. That's the only thing we use those buckets for. We carry water in them. We have some buckets that are brand new, clean, you know, and they're BPH or BPA free or whatever, you know. But we use those to haul water from our well, and we store food in them. And that's kind of why I'm here today, is to tell you this. I did some research a while ago, and I don't think I did a video on it. But basically, I looked at how much rice, beans, corn, wheat you could stick in a bucket, and it's about 33 pounds. You know, it takes about 3 buckets to package 100 pounds of product. And then I did the math on that, looking it up as best I could to figure out how many calories is in 1 bucket of chow, you know, regardless of that, if that's wheat or corn or beans or, you know, whatever, rice. And you know what? It works out to a very general rule of thumb. Okay, very general. You guys who want to get down to, yeah, you're going to find some differences with me. But very generally speaking, 1 bucket of grain, you know, or legumes, is about 30 days worth of calories for 1 person. Now, I'm sure you know that, you know, you can't just eat rice, or you can't just eat corn, or just eat beans. But if you mix them together, if you eat rice and beans together, that forms a complete protein, amino acids. You know, some nutritionists could speak to you better about that than can I. You know, you're not going to want to just eat bread, although, you know, bread is the staff of life, right? Joseph saved up lots of wheat, and so, you know, wheat can sustain life, especially if you're grinding your own and it's not bleached out like Wonder Bread or something when you end up making your bread. But the bottom line is you want to mix and match. But if you have a bucket of food, you have about a month's supply of food for 1 person. And so if you have 12 buckets of food, and again, you've got to do the right mixture of it, but if you have 12 buckets of food, very roughly speaking, you got a year's supply of food for 1 person, or 6 months for 2. You know, do the math. It continues on. And this is what I'm telling you. Man, it's so cheap. I was just talking to somebody from our assembly the other day who, you know, I assume everybody in our assembly knows all this stuff, and they don't all know it. And it's like, hey, you can buy corn at the feed store. You can get it in 50-pound sacks. And, you know, if you get the right kind of corn, feed corn, you know, it's fine. And I always get comments, blah, 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 whatever. You know, wait 3 weeks since you've had a meal, and then come to me and complain about the corn that I give you for free. You won't complain. You'll eat it. And you can do a lot with corn, and maybe we'll make some videos on that later. Same thing with wheat, rice, beans, whatever. They're all pretty cheap right now. Wheat's really cheap. If you just go to the feed store, if you want to buy it packaged in, you know, here, this is a paint can, but, you know, it's like a number 10 can, right? You know, brand new number 10 can, vacuum sealed, organic, certified, non-blah, blah wheat. Yeah, you'll probably pay, you know, the same price for 1 number 10 can as you'd pay for, you know, 100 pounds of wheat or something. What I'm telling you is this. Go buy some food. Go buy some food. Get it now. Buy food. It's cheap. You can get it now. You can get as much as you want. It's not hoarding when everybody else can get it. It's hoarding when you start trying to get more than your fair share, when everybody's competing for the resources. Right now, you could go buy, you know, 200 pounds of rice at your local Sam's, and there'll still be 1,000 pounds sitting on the shelf for the next 3 days when you leave. So go buy rice, go buy beans, go buy corn and wheat. Start stocking away some long-term staples, and you'll be glad you did. You know, the price of food is not going down, and when the dollar crashes, if you've got a house full of food and water and some means to protect yourself, life's going to be pretty good, relatively speaking, compared to a lot of other people. But man, it starts with food. You don't want to be going out there looking for it. So please, go get you some food, stick it in 5-gallon buckets, and I hope I see you out there.